to a cheer-filled episode of the Bell into Cinema podcast, where we ask questions like, why is Lethal Weapon a Christmas movie, but Iron Man 3 isn't? I am your host, Steven, and I'm joined by my co-host, Michael, the Snowman Rogers.
I like it. I'll go with it.
Because you're white.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I don't know what a Mexican version of a Mexican Christmas name would be.
I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyways, how are you doing today, Michael?
I'm doing okay.
That's good. Now that we had some time away from Reindeer Games, has that movie got any better for you?
Reindeer games, I have been thinking about it a lot, so I know.
You're like,
I can't say I don't like it.
but here's a movie that I don't even think we need to wait for the end. I think we can honestly say we both love this movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Um, it's going to be very obvious as we talk about it. So there's no point of waiting for the end of this one. This is definitely one of my favorite Christmas movies. It's like up there with like Christmas Vacation and Jingle All the Way and Die Hard. Um, if you can count Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
I
Macaulay
think it's
Culkin doesn't.
yeah, what does he know?
Yeah.
He's been left home alone one too many times.
But what about you? What's kind of your history with Scrooged?
Scrooged, so I'm old. I was born in '84. So I don't really remember the first time watching it. I think my parents had rented it when it came out in '88 or '89, whenever it came out on video. And I just grew up loving this movie. Ever since I can remember, it's like a staple that I watch every Christmas. I can practically quote it now. I actually showed it to my girlfriend for the first time a couple days ago, and she really enjoyed it as well. So it's just I mean, it's this long after, like, it came out in '88, so it's like what, over 20 years old now, and it's still very watchable, very relatable as a modern Christmas movie, or a modern retelling of the Christmas Carol, I guess I should say.
Yeah, I think what I can't remember exactly. I know I was probably like in middle school or something. My dad was just like, "Hey, did you know Bill Murray was in A Christmas Carol?" I was like, "Oh, really?" So I actually thought it was gonna be like literal, like Bill Murray was actually gonna be like Scrooge.
Right. I remember I was a huge Ghostbusters fan, so when I watched this movie, I was like, "Whoa, it's like the guy from Ghostbusters."
But yeah, and then this is definitely one of those movies that I always came back to. I know, like when I bought it, when I finally got it on DVD, like really cheap, I was just like, yes, I can watch it all the time now. And I generally watch it like maybe like once or once a year, every other year. This year I saw it twice.
Nice. Yeah, even going back this time, like, a part of me was thinking, "Oh, they should, like, not remake Scrooge, but make another, like, modern day Christmas Carol movie." But honestly, this one still stands up after rewatching it as, like, the corporate America and, all that stuff.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to think of like other modern day like Christmas Carol adaptations. The only ones that I can think of are the Ghosts of Christmas, the Girlfriends of Christmas Past with Matthew McConaughey. That
Oh god,
wasn't
I
too
never
good.
watched that one. I didn't even know that was a Christmas movie.
I don't even know if I got the title right.
Ghost of a Girlfriend's Past.
Yeah, something like that. And then there was like Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, where I think it like the idea is that there's like a corporation that tries to Christmas Carol people.
That's interesting. I never watched that one. I started it and then I just turned it off because it just seemed really weird.
It sounds like a fake movie, but a lot of streaming movies sound like fake movies these days.
That's fair.
Like, um, I think it was last year. I think it was either last year or the year before. It was like one of the worst movies of the year for me. It was called Lift.
Lift? Oh, is that the, like, foreign movie?
No,
That's the platform or whatever.
no. See, a platform I liked.
Yeah, that movie was awesome.
I even watched the sequel. Okay, yeah. Like last year, one of the worst movies, like it was at the bottom of my list, was Lift. Um, it was beaten out by Unfrosted, but it was almost my number one least favorite movie. But it's like a heist movie of Kevin Hart.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of it. I never watched it.
Just really, to me, it felt like this is like a movie that like you would watch a movie where Kevin Hart plays a fake actor, and like you would like see like a clip of like, oh, is this is my new hit movie Lift, and it's like, but they made it into a whole movie.
That's really weird.
Any, anyways, rambling. So I know we got kind of excited to talk about how much we love this movie. We kind of break the format. There's probably people listening to this. I Out of the 5 people that watch the show, we're like, Steven, I don't even know what the hell Scrooged is. And I'm like, well, random fan, I'll explain that to you right now. So, we said Scrooge came out in 1988. It's a Christmas comedy. It's the best way to describe it, it's like kind of like a meta adaptation of A Christmas Carol
Yeah,
because
because a
the
Christmas Carol exists in the movie.
yeah, and then the movie's focus is around like a live TV adaptation of A Christmas Carol.
Right.
But
And coming from somebody who works in the news, that is just a nightmare. Doing
yeah.
a live, like, TV drama pretty much, like, no.
Yeah. I mean, I've know that like that's generally like it's generally like a gimmick. Like I think ER did a live episode like way back in the day, which oh my god, like 90s like before like before like digital cameras, like I can't imagine like carrying around like film cameras like having to do a
Oh
live
my god.
episode.
Yeah, that would be
Um
horrible.
and but there's also an actual Christmas Carol like story happening at the same time. And so it's kind of an adaptation and kind of not an adaptation. Like I said, it's like a meta adaptation.
Yeah.
The the script was written by Mitch Glazer and Michael O'Donoghue. Mitch Glazer, I'm not super familiar, and Michael O'Donoghue, I know he was like an early he was like one of the first like Saturday Night Live writers. Um, and then Bill Murray kind of like wanted to attach himself to the project, and he like rewrote the script with him to make it more fit his style.
Yeah.
This was during a weird period in Bill Murray's career because he did Ghostbusters and like obviously he was already coming up with like stuff like Caddyshack. Um, but then he was like in Ghostbusters and he became a huge star.
Yeah, he kinda blew up.
Yeah, because Ghostbusters, if you're one of the few people that don't know what the hell Ghostbusters is, that was a huge movie.
And, like, I remember with the Christmas I rewatched this movie, and it was like a Christmas that I actually started caring about, like, directors and stuff. I was becoming, like, a little film nerd, and I was like, "I wonder who directed this movie." So I looked it up, and I was like, "Who's Richard Donner? I wonder what else he made." And I, like, looked over his movies, and this dude has made, like, so many of my favorite films that I couldn't
Yeah,
believe I didn't know who he was back then. But the dude
yeah,
made, like, he directed, like, Goonies, all the Lethal Weapon movies. I mean, the list goes on and
Superman
on and on.
2.
Superman,
Well, 2, it's
The Boy.
there's an asterisk with 2.
Yeah.
Maverick, all your favorite movies as a kid.
All your favorite Mel Gibson movies.
Actually, I made a joke. Maverick's actually a good movie.
Yeah, Maverick is good. I enjoyed it.
But yeah, so after Ghostbusters, I guess Bill Murray was kind of like, "Oh God, now I'm famous. This sucks." So he made a movie called Razor's Edge, which is like which is a drama, which is like one of the first times he did drama. If you're familiar with Bill Murray's career, him doing dramas isn't as crazy because you know he's like Lost in Translation, Broken Flowers, like he's in like a lot of like random dramas. Um, but you know, to make something like that after Ghostbusters, I can probably see a lot of people are like, "What?" um, and so the Razor's Edge bombs and just critically didn't seem to be that good. So he kind of went away for a bit. He did have a couple cameo appearances. He was in Little Shop of Horrors, one of my favorite musicals of all time.
A great movie.
He technically has well, not technically, he literally has a cameo and she's having a baby. Have you ever seen she's having a baby with Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Okay. The only scene I've seen of that is at the end when like they're like, "Hey, what should we name the baby?" And then it just has like a bunch of random cameos. because it's a John Hughes movie, so John Hughes just got like there's like John Candy and Dan Aykroyd are at the end of it, but specifically as their characters from The Great Outdoors.
Yeah.
So Bill Murray is like one of those people, and I think it's filmed. I think it was Scrooge must have been filming at the same time as that. So I'm sure like John Hughes just went over to the set and was just like, "Hey, can I just film you like coming up with some baby names for like a minute?"
Yeah,
And
probably.
because he's wearing like the same suit, so I'm pretty sure it was like around the same time.
Right.
Scrooge was Bill Murray's first movie in 4 years, and apparently he had gotten the offer to do Scrooge like around the time Ghostbusters was out, so he really gravitated toward this script. And then of course they got, like Michael said, they got Richard Donner, legendary director, and then they created Scrooged, which came out 1988. Let me double check. Did this come out Christmas time? Yeah, November. Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
okay, cool.
Remember we did Reindeer Games and it came out in like April or something.
Yeah, that made no sense.
um, Along with getting Richard Donner, this like is honestly stacked with like a lot of like cool names.
Oh, yeah, especially for '88. Like, for the time, it's had a really all-star cast. Like, you have Karen Allen, who was famous at the time for, like, Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Yeah.
John Forsythe, John Glover.
Um, John Forsythe, who to me, he will always, even though I never watched the show, this is literally just off the newer movies. He's the voice of Charlie from Charlie's Angels,
Yeah.
and I just can't ever like not hear that voice coming out of him. Bobcat Goldthwait, who I don't know if he was big around this time, but like he's been like in a ton of stuff. If you hear his voice, you'll recognize him. Yeah, was Police Academy before this?
I
Yeah, he
believe
was.
so, or was it before or after?
Yeah, no, there was 4 police academies before this movie.
Damn, okay.
One of my favorite things that Bobcat Goldthwait has done is called Windy City Heat, where it's these guys who kind of prank their friend, and it's like a mockumentary, and they basically convince this guy he's a star of a detective movie, and they just completely fuck with him. And Bobcat Goldthwait directed it and plays the director in the movie. There's a couple other big names too in the cast, and we will kind of talk about them as they come up too. I kind of looked this up as a joke because I wanted to talk about like how it's like stacked, like this fucking like the people both on the camera and behind the camera is. So I look
Mhm.
up the cinematographer Michael Chapman, and yeah, this guy's actually this guy's like actually like a big name. I'm gonna just name some of the movies that Michael Chapman has did cinematography for. Let me know if you recognize any of them. Taxi Driver, the 1978 Invasion of Body Snatchers, Hardcore, Raging Bull, The Lost Boys, Ghostbusters 2, Kindergarten Cop, The Fugitive, Space Jam.
And the Michael Jackson Bad music video, which was kind of like a short film.
Yeah,
But let's not forget his real, like, contribute contribution to film, the movie Hoot.
which I've never seen Who, but since I'm afraid of owls, I'm sure it's a very horrifying movie. So yeah, I was gonna make a joke that like, oh, what's the cinematographer done? Oh, a lot of great movies. And then of course, good way to actually segue into the actual movie. Music by Danny Elfman,
Yep.
which I believe this is his second movie. I'm double checking it right now because I guess not. Oh, okay, I didn't know he did a movie before Pee Wee. No, he's actually okay. I feel stupid now because I'm looking
Believe
at
it or
it.
not, Danny Elfman had a career before Tim Burton.
Yeah, Danny Elfman did like 8 movies before fucking Scrooged, including
Yeah.
Hot to Trot, the movie where John Candy plays a horse.
I've heard of that movie, I never watched it.
As Michael joked, Danny Elfman, he was part of Oingo Boingo, which was like a huge like 80s new wave band. At some point, Tim Burton, who's like a fan of Oingo Boingo, was like, "Hey, why don't you do music for my movie?" And he's like, "Movies? I don't know if that's a viable career for me." Um, And so yeah, Danny Elfman, he just over the 80s, he slowly became like a legendary composer. He did Beetlejuice, he did Scrooge, and then the very next year he did Batman. The first thing we're introduced to in this movie is Danny Elfman's like very haunting Christmas score.
That's
Um,
great.
I do have to joke that I do wonder if Richard Donner was like, "Hey, you know Beetlejuice? Can you do that, but just make it Christmassy?"
And this movie starts the way I love that movies start, with like a movie within a movie,
Yeah,
which is what I stole when I made my when I made my short film movie night. I started it as a movie within a movie, and I thought of Scrooged when I did it.
I have to look that up. Is that on your channel?
Yeah, it's on my channel.
What's the channel called again?
Uh, movie about 1084.
Everyone go see his movie, or else.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
great, but
And yeah, the movie. I didn't write the name down from the movie,
the night
but
the reindeer died,
okay. Um,
starring Lee Majors.
as himself,
Yep.
which I think is a weird gag. Because like I feel like at that time people would still know who Lee Majors is, so you could just literally just I don't know. I think it's weird the fact that he's playing. Apparently, he's a mercenary that wants to protect Christmas.
Yeah. 'Cause it's a movie that's, like, in Santa in the North Pole. Santa's, like, and the elves, which the elves are actually played by dwarves, which I know that movies are scared to do nowadays. But, the elves are, like, making toys and whatnot, and the fucking SWAT team, or not SWAT team, just, like, I don't know what they are, but
They're
they
bad
just start,
guys.
like, yeah, they're bad guys. And they just start swooping in and, like, destroying the North Pole, and Miss Claus goes and, like, opens a secret cabinet with a bunch of guns in the North Pole. I was like, "This is a Christmas movie I would watch."
I like the part too where Santa's like, "Oh, and Lee, you've been a very good boy this year."
He just gives him that, like, confused smile. He's like, "Okay, sure."
Lee Majors is of course famous for being in the movie Big Fat Liar, also the $6 Million Man. You guys have
Yeah.
heard of that show, where he played Steve Austin. Not that Steve Austin, the other one, the one with the cybernetic arm. Um,
You know, that one.
it leads into our introduction of Frank, um, who, as we learn pretty quickly, Frank is a huge piece of shit.
Yeah. And some parts of this movie, it doesn't hilariously, but some parts of this movie, such as the beginning, kind of lead in too much to him being just, like, a shitty guy. Like, no, I don't think anybody's that shitty of a human being.
Honestly, I was thinking about this in the second watch. He might honestly be worse than Scrooge.
Yeah, definitely. Scrooge is just like, "Oh, you're broke and you want money? Well, you're gonna have to work on Christmas." This
Yeah.
guy's like, "Oh, somebody died watching a trailer for this commercial for this TV series. Like, that's great. It's gonna do great for ratings."
Yeah. This commercial too, I think it's one of the more famous parts from this movie.
Yeah,
So the first commercial for
yeah,
live television special, which is on Christmas. He's making a
yeah,
bunch of people work on Christmas.
yeah. And hoping that people that's not working there are gonna stay home, sit on their ass, and watch TV on Christmas Day or
Yeah.
Christmas night. So it's a retelling of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, and it's live. So the first trailer they show for it is literally just like backstage like footage of them like training and shit like that. And then there's an old dude who's narrating it, sitting in a chair, smoking a pipe or whatever.
Yeah, and Frank doesn't think this is good enough, so he shows his promo, which just shows a bunch of natural disasters, including
Yeah.
acid rain and international terrorism.
Just women screaming and just children dying, has nothing whatsoever to do with Christmas. And then at the
Frank
end of it, it's like Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, a live broadcast.
um Frank's reasoning for this is that people need to be scared that they're gonna miss it.
You have to be scared to miss it.
Of course, his people in his boardroom aren't too big fans of this, but they know to keep their mouth shut. Unfortunately, Elliot Loudermilk, played by Bobcat Goldthwait, has some issues that he wants to bring up. Fairly minor issues. He tells him like, yeah, maybe lose the shot of like the people getting shot.
Or maybe the blood.
This is a line that I like to quote a lot randomly and just be like, he says like, that looks like the Manson family Christmas special. Of course, Frank Cross, being the type of boss he is, as soon as he tells him like, yeah, I'll see if I can change it, he immediately
Yeah.
and cancels his Christmas bonus too.
Which leads to, like, throughout the movie, you just keep going back to little segments of, Elliot Loudermilk, like, life just deteriorating within this day. Those, like, 48-hour period, his life is just completely crumbling. Like,
Yeah,
he goes and gets booze, somebody, like, drives by and busts a bottle of booze so he can't even, like, drink. His wife leaves him. He's, like, living out on the street, like
he donates blood and then someone steals his money from him.
Yeah.
This is also when we're introduced to his secretary. Pretty sure it's Grace.
Grace, yeah.
Yeah. We're introduced to his secretary, Grace, who's played by Alfie Woodward, who honestly, she's a pretty legendary actress too. She has won Emmys, Golden Globes. She was even nominated for an Oscar, actually a couple years before this, for a movie called Cross Creek, which I haven't heard of it. If we should watch it, let us know. Um, of course, most people nowadays are probably going to remember her as the main villain from Luke Cage, and she's also the woman in Captain America: Civil War who basically tells Iron Man, "Hey, the Avengers kind of killed my son. You should go have a civil war with Captain America over this."
Yeah. She
Yeah,
sets
that's
up the Civil War.
yeah. Uh, Funnily enough, even though they're both like politicians, they are different characters. I think she just must have got cast. They're like, yeah, bring her back. No one's gonna remember her that she was in Civil War. So she ends up playing the main villain in Luke Cage, season 1 and 2. She's the one that replaces Marisha Ali and made most people be like, yeah, I don't think I want to watch the show anymore. And now Marisha Ali is Blade. Maybe.
God.
We'll see if that movie gets made. A movie that I like with her that I'd really want to recommend, and I honestly would like to do on the show one day too, is called Heart and Souls. It's like an early 90s movie, Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, I own that movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. It's very schmaltzy, but it works for me. I liked it. And so I really like her in this movie too, because she has to put up with Frank's shit because she needs the money. Her husband had died a couple of years ago. She has like 4 kids, and one of her kids, who is kind of like a Tiny Tim, uh, XP.
God.
Um,
That's one of the only plot holes in this movie, by the way, is her youngest child who doesn't talk. And the whole idea is like he doesn't speak because his dad died. But the thing is, they reveal that he's 4 years old.
yeah,
And she says he hasn't spoke in about 3 years since his dad died. Well, he was 1 then. Don't think he would have spoke much anyway.
I completely missed that fact, to be honest.
I just caught it this time watching because they say something about him being 4 years old. Then like, yeah, he hadn't spoken in like 3 years since his dad died. And I'm like, wait, he would have been 1.
Yeah. Maybe
How much
he
speaking was the kid doing?
maybe he used to be he used to be a chatterbox when he was a baby,
I
and
guess so.
all of a sudden he stopped talking. Um, but yeah, he has the famous Hollywood disease of where you see something traumatic and you lose the ability to speak. I don't That doesn't seem to be a real thing.
I've never heard of that in real life, but they, especially in the like late '80s, early '90s, they have put it in so many movies.
Yeah. I mean, I get being so depressed that you don't really want to talk to people, but
Yeah,
to
but just to
never
lose the ability to talk.
yeah. Um I will say that it does lead to a very cute moment at the end of the movie, so I'll give it a
Oh yeah.
pass. But yeah, he doesn't speak. She's basically spending like all of her time like trying to get him like medical treatment. It's like The Exorcist, where Chris
I thought of
McNeil.
that too. I was like, you're taking him to all these expensive doctors just because you don't
Yeah.
talk? Like,
Yeah. Like therapy I would get, but it's like, what are you doing like science experiments on him for? I don't think that's fair. Um,
I think when this movie was made, they felt like a kid not talking was just a way bigger issue than it actually is.
yeah. It's like just get him a Super Nintendo and he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be good.
Anyways, we're making fun of a kid who lost his father. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, this it she so you can tell she's like a good you can tell she's like a good person who has to like put up with like her horrible boss.
Yeah.
Even to the point to where she's marking who Frank is going to give Christmas gifts to, which come down to either a towel or a VHS player. Which,
Also known as a VCR,
yeah, did I say
which at the
VHS?
time was like a top of the line machine that probably cost
Yeah,
like $400.
yeah, that was like even like now, like 4Ks are like half the price of what a VHS was, VCR
Yeah.
was back then. So
Getting a
you basically
VCR back then would be the equivalence of getting like a new like 4K TV nowadays.
and to further show how scummy it is, he sends his brother a towel instead of a VCR. The brother that his only brother that he loves, he sends
Yeah.
him a towel.
This brother, his brother's like always like he comes to visit him toward the beginning of the movie, and is trying to invite him over for Christmas, and you get they give you the hints that like he does this every year. Every year he invites him to Christmas dinner with his family, and Bill Murray never goes. So he's like literally trying to be included in his life, but it seems like the only friend Bill Murray really has is his secretary.
Yeah. Um, yeah, his brother is the nephew Fred of the story. Was actually one of my favorite characters from Christmas Carol. And you can tell like they really love each other, but Frank is just he's so much of an asshole that he's just
Yeah.
he almost seems to be like sabotaging his relationship with his brother just so he doesn't have like that part of him anymore. Before he leaves the office, we get the first appearance of John Glover as Bryce Cummings, who he's just here to help Frank with his workload. That's all he is. He's not here to take his job or anything.
Which I kind of was confused by I get the what purpose he served, but when he first is introduced, it's like, oh, this is just a guy to take some of the weight off you for this live program. It's like, what? He's just a shadow? Like I don't know. I didn't really understand like what he was really there for other
Yeah,
than just to be a villain.
I think the idea is that he's basically there to like kind of monitor and then tattle on Frank, and then if
Yeah,
Frank is kind of like Frank's not doing his best at the job, then Bryce is probably going to take over or something.
right.
Um, John Glover, of course, he's one of my favorite character actors. Probably most famous for not a Christmas movie, but a sequel to a Christmas movie, Gremlins 2, where he
God.
play where he plays Donald Clamp, who is kind of supposed to be Trump. But John Glover, he kind of appears like all over the place. Batman and Robin is another movie he's in. He's also in Shazam. He's more of a TV guy though. He makes like TV appearances in like everything. Most famously, too, is he played the Riddler in the Batman animated series.
Oh yeah.
A couple more scenes of Frank being a piece of shit. He steals a woman's cab. He wins like a humanitarian award and then just tosses it in the trash.
but his acceptance speech for the award always cracks me up when he's just like, I give too much. Sometimes I actually catch myself hurting from giving so much.
And then, since it's finally the end of the night, and this is a Christmas Carol adaptation, um, he is met by the ghost of his old boss, played by John Forsythe.
Yeah, which used to that whole scene used to absolutely terrify me as a child.
Yeah, this is kind of the first instance of horror in this other than the score. This movie actually does have like a surprising amount of horror elements, and I think that's
Mhm.
like one of the things as a kid that like really like caught my interest in this movie. Is it's actually like somewhat scary.
Which I feel like a Christmas Carol, like I feel like that story should have some elements of horror in it, because not just because he's getting visited by ghosts, but like in the story, like these, especially the first ghost, scares the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like and all these other movies, you just have like this like friendly looking ghost come up. It's just I don't know. I feel like they should have an element of horror in them.
Yeah, I mean, like the entire premise of like Christmas Carol is Jacob Marley is like, "Hey, you fucking asshole, you need to change your life now, or else you're gonna basically go to fucking hell and be like a suffering ghost for the rest of your life. You need to be a good person now."
Yeah.
And these three ghosts are gonna scare you into being a good person. But this isn't even really like the first Christmas Carol to be horror themed. I don't know if you've seen the 1970s uh, version called Scrooge with Albert Finney.
I have not, but I want to
Okay.
because that's a good actor. I've also
Yeah,
heard the one with Patrick Stewart's really good.
yeah. Oh, that one's good too.
I haven't seen it.
But the 1970s Scrooge, that one's a musical. But that also leads in heavily to the horror elements. Like, spoilers for everybody, including Michael. But when Scrooge does the whole like Ghost of Christmas Future thing, it doesn't end with his body being buried. It ends with him like in hell.
Oh wow.
So he's actually there's like a sequence of like Scrooge like in hell before he wakes up. So and then I think the Guy Pierce did a TV version a couple years ago. I don't think that like is straight up horror, but it definitely is like a very like dark and like moody like type of Christmas Carol movie. The horror in this one is a little bit more like campy, probably because this is basically just trying to be like, "Hey, did you like Ghostbusters? This is kind of like Ghostbusters."
Yeah, pretty.
Frank's boss, like, he's dressed in like he's dressed like a golfer because that's when he had his heart attack and died. But he
Yeah.
has like rats coming out of him. He tries to drink some liquor and just it all comes out of him because Frank shot him a couple of times.
Yeah, he shoots him while going bang, bang, bang. I'm like the gun is not making a loud enough bang.
Like the story, he tells me he's going to be visited by three ghosts, although not today, the next day,
Yeah.
specifically on Christmas Day. Um, and when Frank tries to like kind of like reschedule the ghosts, uh, John Forsythe's character he like grabs him by the collar and then shoves him out of a window. And then I really like the effect of like his arm like kind of like breaking off, and then he like falls, and then it's all a dream.
Yeah. Or so he thinks.
After the dream too, the ghosts seemingly call his girlfriend from the past, who's played by Karen Allen. Her name is Claire, and
Yes, another thing that bugs me in this movie was he gets her answering machine, which that was the thing back then. But he says, "Oh, we haven't spoken," and he looks at his watch and goes, "About 16 years." And I'm like, "You okay? It's an ex girlfriend you haven't even spoke to in 16 years, and that's who you call?" Like,
well, unless I fucking just blank this out, the ghost call her.
well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And it's just because that's probably the only person he's loved in the last like 16 years. Um,
Right.
so Frank goes about his day. We see some shenanigans with the setup for the show. Um, he has to deal with a censor who is talking to him about like, look, you could see these women because for some reason his adaptation of Christmas Carol has Las Vegas dancers.
Yeah, of course. Why not? And one of them, you can see their nipples.
But as two stagehands point out, you can barely see them, so it's all okay. I think the censor character's funny because her joke is that she just keeps getting like increasingly hurt.
Yeah, throughout the whole movie, she keeps getting literally like shed on.
Yeah, and I feel like nobody likes a censor anyways, so we can enjoy her misery.
And then Claire shows up at the station because he had called her and left a crazy message the night before.
You can tell she still really cares about him because instead of just not showing up and be like, why is this fucking guy calling me so late at night 16 years later, she shows up, she's very kind, she wants to see how he's doing. Very sad to see how awful of a person Frank is, to the point
Yeah.
to where he's just like, yeah, you can just staple antlers onto a mouse. I do like the part where he's like going, it's like I would never do that, ma'am. I have like 4 dogs myself. And he's like, oh yeah, go tell Reader's Digest about this.
Right. How many good one-liners in this movie?
Yeah. So their conversation doesn't go the best. She does give him a card, letting her know where she is if he wants to come and talk to her later. Frank then goes to have a meeting with the head of the network. He's played by Robert Mitchum, and I haven't seen it, but Robert Mitchum is most famous for Cape Fear.
Cape Fear is a great movie.
Yeah, he specifically the original Cape Fear, where he plays Max Cady, Robert De Niro's part.
Okay, I didn't know there was one before the John Lithgow, Robert De Niro version. Did not know that was a remake. Okay, I learned something new today.
It's Nick Nolte, not John Lithgow.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of Raising Cain.
Yes.
Different movie.
Yeah.
Cape Fear. Okay, yeah, you're right. Nick Nolte.
I like how you added Robert De Niro to Raising Cain.
Just put him in that movie.
He also the real reason why I recognize his voice is he's the narrator for Tombstone. And by narrator, I mean he like opens and closes the movie. But I remember him because I just love the epilogue of Tombstone because it's kind of silly. It's just like, oh yeah, Doc Holliday died. Uh, Sam Elliott, he was a sheriff even though he's missing his arm. And then a bunch of actors were at Wyatt Earp's funeral. The end. It's like, wow, there's a lot of information in 2 minutes.
Right.
But while he's at the meeting, Frank starts seeing stuff. He sees a man on fire. He throws water on him, but he wasn't on fire.
It was all his imagination.
It eventually reaches a time where the ghosts are supposed to meet him, and he thinks he beat them. He thinks that there actually are no ghosts, and he goes and leaves because he made himself look like a fool in front of his boss and the Riddler. And he hails a cab. But oh no, who's in the cab? It's Buster Poindexter from the New York Dolls, also known as David Johansen, who he plays the ghost of the Christmas past. And I really like what they do with the ghosts in this one.
Oh, me too.
Ghost of the Christmas Future is the same in everything, but even they kind of do some cool things with him. But kind of the idea, the Ghost of Christmas Past being like this really gross, like chain smoking cabbie.
Who's just crazy. And I love that all the ghosts are just complete assholes.
Oh yeah, they like the ghosts in, well, I kind of like the Ghost of the Christmas Past. It's supposed to be like a child, so he's very like,
Joking around and stuff.
and he's like nice and patient, and he's just like kind of showing Frank like, oh, look at this thing, or Frank Scrooge. Well, and then the Ghost of Christmas Present, he's more jolly, but he will tear into Scrooge. Uh, the ghosts in this one are just like, you're a fucking asshole, man.
Right. And I love the Ghost of Christmas Past, he gives the hint that they do this to more than one person, like, they do this to multiple people, because when they go to, like, his childhood home, and they go to the front door, and the ghost just kinda, like, goes through it like a ghost can, and then Bill Murray tries to do it and bashes his head, and the
Yeah,
ghost just starts laughing, goes, "Oh, I love that bit."
yeah. The Ghost of Christmas Past also states that they did this to Genghis Khan,
Yeah.
which that means that this predates A Christmas Carol. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but Genghis Khan was way before the 19th century.
Well, Charles Dickens wrote the book out of, like, experience, 'cause they did it to
Probably.
him
Yeah.
too.
And so we see like several moments of Frank's past, him as a child, where we get a cameo from his older brother, Brian Doyle Murray. In fact, I was gonna say all, but Bill Murray actually has like 8 brothers, apparently.
Oh, the guy who plays his dad is his brother?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that, that's cool.
which Brian Doyle Murray, he's in a ton of shit. They're even in a couple of movies together. One of my favorites.
Yeah,
That's
he's in Ghostbusters too, he plays
Yeah.
the judge.
No, he plays the guy who runs the mental institution.
That's
When they
right, not the
Yeah.
judge. The judge is the dude
Uh,
from yeah, anyway.
um, I saw the judge in another movie, and I was like, "That's the judge from Ghostbusters too." But yeah, there was a really funny scene with him where like all the Ghostbusters are committed, and they're all like explaining the plot of like the villain, and then like the camera just slowly pans to Bill Murray as Venkman, and he's just like, Well, don't look at me. I think these guys are nuts. But yeah, Brian Doyle Murray's in a ton of stuff. Once again, like Bobcat Goldthwait, if you've heard Brian Doyle Murray's voice, you would know exactly who he is.
Oh yeah.
Um, Kind of like an interesting segue too. As I was saying, all of Bill Murray's acting brothers are in this. The brothers that act. So his Frank's brother James is played by John Murray. Brian Doyle Murray plays his father, and then Joel Murray plays party guest.
Party guest. So his brother in the movie is his actual brother.
And then when they go to his Christmas party, one of the party, like I said, one of the party guests is played by his other brother, his youngest brother Joel.
Okay, that's cool.
Joel Murray, he's in a couple of good movies too. He's in Hatchet, where he plays a fake porn director.
Nice.
And then he's in the movie God Bless America. James, the brother, he doesn't even have a Wikipedia entry, so I don't know if he's been in anything else but this movie. Then we also, after Frank's childhood with his asshole dad, and his kind mom, we we also learn that Frank is obsessed with TV to the point to where all his memories of his life are just different episodes of like 60s television.
Yeah.
And most of the past segments explore his relationship with Claire.
Yeah. How they met and why she calls him Lumpy. Because they met with her opening a door into his face.
Yeah. And it kind of goes through like their very cute relationship. They have very good chemistry in this. Karen Allen's very good at playing like the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
And except in Animal House, where she cheats on the detective from The Mask with Donald Sutherland.
Oh.
And we eventually see their breakup too. The breakup that coincides with Frank possibly getting like a bigger promotion within the
Well, he's trying to get a promotion. He's got a dinner planned with his like the big boss.
yeah.
She's just being so selfish because she wants them to keep their plans with
Yeah.
their friends.
Like Karen Allen has like very good facial expressions too. So like you can just see like
Yeah,
how like upset she is over this.
right. Because ultimately he's choosing his job over her. Which once again, and it's like this in a lot of movies, there's a reasonable way to figure that out. But of course there would be no movie then because they easily could have just been like, okay, well, this is a very important dinner for you. Let's go to the friend's house later after dinner. So,
yeah.
like, but of
Or
course
hey,
then
can
there
you
would
tell
be
him
no
I'm
movie.
sorry I can't make it? Like this is like this is my job is
Right.
on the line. Like oh, we'll make it up to
Right.
him.
Like
But I
there's
guess
so many ways to get out of this, but then there wouldn't be a movie, so
yeah, and it helps show that Frank is an asshole because he's just like, oh, how can you be so selfish?
right.
And it's like, oh, the irony here. But yeah, I guess it helps too that she's like, hey, maybe we should go on a break, and she's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, we can focus on our own things, and then
Yeah.
probably never talk to each other again.
And then 16 years later.
By the way, I think this is funny. Frank's start at this network, other than being an intern, well, no, okay, I guess he was like an intern too. But I guess the next step up is he wears he's like a Barney like character.
Yeah, work kid show.
Yeah. This is kind of where we show more of like how much the ghost like to fuck with him. The ghost pretends to leave him behind.
And he's like, "Hey, you can't leave me in the past. How do I get out of here?" But then he once again wakes up like it was just a dream.
Yeah. Then this is a very funny scene. He goes into Claire's like homeless shelter that she works at, and he's ranting like a crazy man. And they
And
just
they
like
just come up, put a blanket around him.
give him some coffee.
It's like, "Oh, we
Um,
got a wild one here."
we meet some of the homeless people, which I wanted to point out. One of them is played by Mama Fratelli from The Goonies.
Yes. And for a moment from a train.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Ramsey's great. She was also in the movie Deadly Friend, where a cybernetic Christy Swanson throws a basketball at her head and it blows up.
I've never seen that movie. That's crazy.
It's a Wes Craven directed movie.
Oh yeah.
Frank continues to be an asshole, and he specifically tells like Claire to like, hey, just fucking prioritize yourself. Just scrape off these people and worry about yourself.
Yeah.
And another one of my favorite moments, she tells them Merry Christmas, and almost like on purpose, he's just like, Bah humbug.
Yeah, but it's such a great he delivers it so well because he goes to walk off when she says it, and then he kind of turns around like, "Oh, this will be a smart ass thing to say," and says "bah humbug," because like like I said, like we said before, a Christmas Carol exists in this universe.
Yeah. Something to note too, one of the bums, he asks him for $2 and he doesn't give it to him, even though he probably has like a couple hundred in his wallet at the
Right.
moment. Um, will that come back later? Probably, because I mentioned it. Um, then eventually leads to him being confronted by the ghost of Christmas presents, who is my favorite ghost of the movie.
Carol Kane, which in her name is very Christmassy.
Yeah. Carol Kane is she's a great comedic actress. Princess Bride, where she just has a cameo. I don't know why Princess Bride came up first, but
That's a great character, Christmas Bride though.
yeah. But
Christmas
she
Bride, Princess Bride.
did we say Christmas Bride?
I said Christmas Bride.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, she's like in a ton of comedies. She was like in Taxi. She was also in Man on the Moon, where she plays herself.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I actually just watched Four Christmases yesterday. I'd
Oh
never
yeah,
seen it
she's in
before.
that too.
Yeah, they have a couple of small background characters in that movie that are actually from like big Christmas movies. Like they have Ralphie from A Christmas Story as like a flight attendant guy, and she's like pops up as like one of the family members.
Yeah. Bear Cocaine, great comedic actress. She's hilarious in this movie. She's like a fairy. Like she literally comes like flying in. Um the kind of contrast with her is you think she's like the sweet cute fairy, but she is violent as fuck.
Yeah,
She she abuses Frank the whole time.
she just beats
Uh
the shit out of him the whole time.
I guess too Richard Donner like kept telling her to like do like make it more violent. So there were actually several times where she almost like actually hurt Bill Murray doing this stuff. She just got like so into it. Yeah, and then she shows her through the present, which this confuses me in Christmas Carol too, because even though it's in the present, it still seems like there's time travel.
It's not necessarily time travel. They're just kind of like in this. The way I've always imagined it is like Frank or whoever it may be, Scrooged, and the ghost are just kind of like in this like parallel dimension where nobody can see or hear them,
Yeah.
and they're just like pimping around the different like things taking place in the present.
Yeah, I think the idea is like it's the same day, so she just
Yeah,
kind of the Ghost of Christmas Present just kind of shows you like what happened like in that
because
day.
when they show up at his brother's house, the dog can actually see him. The dog's like barking at him because
Yeah.
the dog can actually like see them sitting there.
I think one of the things that confuses me is that he goes to Grace's house and like kind of like sees like her children, he sees her young son and like learns that he's not speaking even
Yeah,
though he's an intelligent boy too, that he's obviously like functioning, he just isn't able to vocalize anything.
right.
Um, but it confuses me because after this, she's immediately back at work. So I'm always confused if like was that yesterday or was that
Yeah,
like
that is kind of confusing.
yeah,
Actually, I never thought
or
of
did
that.
she just go to work for a little bit and then just she go home for a bit and then came back? She's like Frank's
Yeah,
not here. I can go run to my house really quick.
right.
Um,
Probably.
but yeah, we see Grace in her at her home. Then we see his brother at the Christmas party.
Then he realizes he opens the gift from Frank, and it's a VCR, and he's like, "Oh, she's getting fired."
Yeah, which is funny because that immediately comes after the scene where he's like, "Yeah, I think I'll give her a raise."
Yeah.
Um, it goes from, "Yeah, maybe she might get a raise," and then just the Ghost of Christmas Present keeps punching him until it's like, "Okay, yeah, she's definitely getting a raise."
I think she's in turn for a raise. You think? Okay, she probably is. Probably. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We see that despite his brother like them not having the best relationship, James still loves Frank and still wants him to like wants to keep giving him chances to finally come over one day. They're also playing what was it? Not charades, but they're just playing like a quiz game. Um, James just keeps getting simple TV trivia wrong. Like, what does Lurch play in the Addams Family?
I was actually wrong. I thought it was the fuck organ, but it was not the organ. I can't remember the name of it now.
It's the harpsichord, which I would have
Yeah,
never
that.
guessed because I didn't know. I don't know. I can't even spell harpsichord.
Yeah. And then the other question that gets like brought up later is what was the name of the ship that stranded the Gilligan's Island crew?
Uh, the SSS Minnow.
The SS Minnow, yeah.
I was at one. See, I would have got that wrong because I would have said an extra S.
The SSS Minnow.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the SS stands for in all the like boat names. If
Yeah,
you know, comment below.
we're not boat people.
Can't afford to be a boat people.
Once again, the segment kind of like the journey that he goes on with the Ghost of Christmas Present ends, and he's just randomly underneath the street, which you think it's just them fucking around with him again, but it's specifically to show him that because he didn't give that homeless person $2, that he basically like could have saved this guy's life because he just finds him frozen under the street. Which now I think about it, it kind of makes me wonder. There's no way he would have been frozen to death that quickly because this is still the same day.
Yeah, but I mean it's also like New York and Christmas,
Yeah.
so it's like very, very cold.
So it kind of makes me wonder if like maybe he wasn't even real. He was just another like ghost to kind of like help him along his path or something.
I don't
I don't know. We're probably thinking about it more than we should.
know.
Maybe he encountered Mr. Freeze or something.
Right, yeah.
Because as we all know, Mr. Freeze's quest is to steal money from homeless people.
Yeah, definitely.
That eventually leads Frank back to. I actually forgot about this. He goes through a door, and that door takes him to.
The set of the Christmas Carol,
And this is
which
another
he
funny.
heard the Central Woman again.
Yeah. He knocks over a barrel and it just hits her. This also leads to a funny part where like because the rehearsal for the live show has been kind of it's been kind of happening like concurrently with his ghosts too. So now that he's at the Ghost of Christmas Future, he just sees the actor who's supposed to be on the show and just immediately assumes that it's him.
And he just starts screaming. He's like, "Come on, bring it on! Give it to me, you pussy!" And the ghost, like the guy dressed up as the ghost, just looks at him and is like, "Huh?"
It is kind of funny because from everyone else's perspectives, Frank has just been having like a day long meltdown.
Yeah, he's just having like a just yeah meltdown. Just
There was like an earlier thing where like I think it was after the Ghost of Christmas Past where he overhears one of the actors and then he yells at the actors because he's still in like defending his actions mode.
yeah.
But he's just like, I'm just gonna go have a drink and everything will be fine. Unfortunately, Elliot scrounged up enough money to get a shotgun and just try to kill him. uh, if you're familiar with Bobcat, kind of like his initial like performance, you're wondering like, why did they cast Bobcat for this character? Like this guy's kind of like meek and quiet, and it's like when you get to the end, you're like, oh, that's why they cast
Yeah,
Bobcat.
because that specific scene when he's trying to shoot him, he like that is like his calling card. He's just wasted and ready to kill Frank.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite parts of the movie of just him like trying to like shoot Frank. Um, Frank tries to escape, but oh no, he bumps into the Ghost of Christmas Future actor, or does he? As I kind of alluded to earlier, I love the design for the Ghost of Christmas Future. Um, there's not much you could ever do with him because he is just a stereotypical Grim Reaper.
Yeah,
But I like he has like this. He basically has like a TV face.
yeah, which is really cool because like that's what this whole movie is predicated around is like a TV network.
Yeah. Um, and so like his face like kind of like switches. Like at one point it even shows Frank's face. And Frank also opens up his chest and it's just full of monsters.
Which is so weird.
I think it's there just to fuck with people. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, like these lost souls like
I,
clinging to his insides.
I wonder if the ghosts are like improv actors where they just like they just have a break room and they just kind of like discuss what they're gonna do with their character.
Right.
Ghost is like, "Hey, I'm gonna get some monsters and then just put them in my stomach, and it's gonna kill. I swear."
It's gonna be a great bit.
And the Ghost of Christmas present is just like, I'm thinking of adding a fairy costume to my thing. The following scene kind of reminds me of the Muppets Christmas Carol, where Gonzo, as Charles Dickens, is like, "Okay, guys, the rest of this part's gonna be pretty scary, so we're gonna get out of the story for a little bit because the rest of the scene has like no comedy in it.
None, yeah.
This one kind of shows off since nobody saw Razor's Edge. This is probably where a lot of people kind of saw the extent of Bill Murray's acting chops. Because Bill Murray is actually a pretty good actor. Like he's mostly known for playing like jerks or like very like sarcastic people, but no, he's actually a very good actor, I think.
Mhm.
So he sees Claire has like took his advice and she's kind of like finally living her life for herself. She's no longer like the kind, charitable person she used to be. Um,
She tells a bunch of, like, starving kids to get lost.
Yeah. And the segment too, like very much has like a dreamlike quality to it. Like there's like a lot of like whites to it. The characters like all look kind of off. And like the whole time, like Frank is like, "Oh, this is just a possible future, right? This isn't just gonna happen." Like and then he sees like Grace's like son, like he's been committed to an institution, still not talking, even though he's like in his 20s now.
Because if you don't talk long enough, you'll get put in a padded room in a crazy house.
At one point, yeah, I believe that would have happened, but now in modern day, it's kind of silly.
Yeah.
And then Frank eventually sees brother's wife or his sister-in-law. Some people like to call them. I don't know if kids these days still use that term, sister-in-law. Uh, so and he believes that, and she's at a funeral, so he believes that, of course, that James has died. Only to find out that no, he has died, and the only person that cares about him is James.
Yeah, James and his wife
Um,
are the only people there.
yeah. And he's stuck in and then he gets transported in the coffin and he starts burning.
We're cremating him.
Yeah. Um of course, once again, that is all just a thing to fuck with Frank. And the thought of like people in his life suffering, like for once actually kind of like makes him think. And it turns out being confronted with your own morality is honestly a good way to kind of wake you up to how much of a piece of shit you are.
Right.
So the realization that he is alive and he is fine finally fixes Frank's heart. Which leads to another funny line from Elliot. Frank is like, "I'm alive," and Elliot's like, "Not for long." But Frank is now a changed man. He gives Elliot not only does he give Elliot his job back, I think he promotes him.
He does. And what's funny is he's like literally has a gun, like has been trying to kill this man, and he's like given this promotion. Then he's like, "In, you get your own office. You can have my office. Do you like my office?" And he goes, "No, I don't like your office."
um and Frank decides that the best course of action is to basically and Frank decides that the best course of action is to call out how stupid of a live Christmas show it is.
And he just hijacked it
Yeah,
right at the end. Which if I'm okay, so if they're really doing this and I'm at home watching it, and this random guy just hijacks it and I never get to see the ending, I'll be pissed.
yeah. Probably just change the channel and just misses.
Right.
Frank goes on a pretty long speech about like the actual meaning of Christmas and how much of a piece of shit he is, and you know how important like life and family is. It seems improvised. Knowing Bill Murray, it probably is.
From what I read, the only part emphasized was when he's talking to the audience toward the end.
You know what? To be fair, yeah, I do have some information on kind of the making of this movie that we'll talk about after this. But it's really nice too because it is kind of schmaltzy, but it has like Bill Murray's charm,
Right.
and he it's like it's kind of like it goes all over the place. It's kind of crazy. It sounds like the rantings of a bad man, basically.
But I thought every time it gets me, like, when Bill Murray
Yeah,
starts crying, you can't help but tear up right there with him.
yeah,
When he starts talking about, like, the miracle of Christmas, and
yeah.
every single time it gets me, not even gonna lie.
Um, and this is enough to finally have Grace's son. By the way, his name is Calvin. I realized we never said his name is Calvin.
The son of grace.
Yeah. Um, it's him to finally talk, saying "God bless us, everyone," the famous Tiny Tim line, which actually was foreshadowed throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Well, whole movie twice. There was shots of him like he was watching like a version, like I think he was watching the '50s version of A Christmas Carol, and like when Tiny Tim said it, he kind of shook his head in approval.
Nodded his head,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, do you even remember who Mary Lee Redden is, other than this movie?
That movie, no, I don't.
Mary Lee Redden, she was like a famous like gymnast. She win. Yep, she won a gold medal.
Nice, good for her.
I had to double check.
But her real claim to fame is being a very small part in this movie.
Yeah. But yeah, because part of how gimmicky the special is, they got Mary Lou Retton to be Tiny Tim, who's like we said, not an actress, Olympic gymnast.
Yeah. But the idea she throws off she throws away the crutches and does, like, a bunch of flippy flips, and then
Yeah.
lands on her feet and says, "God bless us, everyone," which is so cheesy, but it's supposed to be, so it's okay.
To be fair, like there's some weird stunt casting of athletes. It wouldn't surprise me if this was based off something. So yeah, he has this Tiny Tim moment, and yeah, the movie ends about there. They sing a cover of "Put a Little Love in Your Heart." There's a cool too at the end, where you see all the ghosts, including Herman, the homeless guy that died.
Yeah. Just like Star Wars.
The Ghost of Christmas Future is there too. Oh my god, I'm such a bad podcaster. Very big thing that we forgot to talk about was Claire decides to come to the set, which she's given a ride by the Ghost of Christmas Past. And so Claire sees the speech, which kind of like helps reignite their love, and then they kiss.
Yeah.
Okay. Very important part that we forgot to bring up.
And he brings her on camera, even though she's don't wanna do it. He's like, "Claire, the whole world, Claire," and I'm like, "Very cocky of you, thinking the whole world is watching your."
Yeah, and then the movie ends. Very good movie.
Yeah. Like I said, definitely one of my top 5 Christmas movies.
Yeah,
It's a must to watch every year.
yeah. I know Bill Murray's in a ton of movies, but I feel like he's not in like. I'm trying to think of how to say this because there are a ton of Bill Murrays, but like there actually there probably is a ton of Bill Murrays, Steven. I, I I feel like there's like not enough like great Bill Murray movies.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just being selfish and I just want more Bill Murray movies.
But I think a lot of his movies are great.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about it now. It's like obviously like Caddyshack, Ghostbusters, this.
I
What
think
about
Caddyshack is
Bob?
where he got his, like, start in film at least. I know he's from, like,
Yeah,
Saturday Night Live,
I th-
but
I think he did Meatballs first. The other did Meatballs, or which I haven't seen Meatballs.
I
Um,
think he did Caddyshack, then his first, like, starring role was, Stripes.
yeah. Oh yeah, Stripes. Quick Change is a very good movie from the '90s.
Oh, yeah,
A lot
Quick
of
Change is
people,
awesome.
and then even in the 2000s, he has like Lost in Translation.
Broken Flowers, another great movie that he's not
Yeah.
that's not a comedy. If you wanna see his real acting chops.
Yeah. Osmosis Jones.
Eh. I'm like the only person that didn't really care for Osmosis Jones.
It's whatever. I think like a lot of his like I think a lot of his later career, it's very much carried by him being like a Wes Anderson guy.
Yeah, definitely. He's in, like, every Wes Anderson movie.
Which Wes Anderson wasn't someone I really appreciated until I became an adult. Because I think I tried watching like The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou when I was like a kid, and was like, oh, this isn't funny. And now I watched it as an adult. I'm like, oh my god, this is like fucking hilarious.
Right. Well, once again, I'm old. I actually worked in the movie theater when Life Aquatic came out.
Oh, wow. So I don't know. I think maybe I'm just being selfish, and I'm just like, I want like 10 more great Bill Murray movies.
Yeah, and it's sad now because he's definitely getting up there in age. So I don't know how much more Bill Murray we have, but
Yeah.
hopefully we have some more. He actually has another Christmas movie where he plays himself called A Very Merry Christmas, which I've
Oh
never watched.
yeah.
I've never
I
watched
haven't.
it. I need to check it out.
Yeah, me neither. It's been on Netflix forever. I remember being really.
Right.
It was one of those things that I was really excited about, and then it came out, and I was like, I haven't watched it.
Right. I know when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, I can't wait to watch that. And then it's been like years and I still haven't watched it.
That was like me with Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. I was super excited about it for years, and I still haven't seen it.
So good.
I haven't seen Nosferatu too. I still haven't
Also
seen.
very good. Nosferatu, I don't know. I liked it, but it is very, very artsy
Oh
to the
yeah,
point where I'm sure some people aren't gonna like it. Like everybody I've recommended that movie to, I'm like, you may not. I feel like you're either gonna love it or hate it.
yeah. My mom said she hated it,
Yeah.
but I'm someone who one of his favorite movies is The Lighthouse, so of course I'm gonna
Right.
like it.
Yeah, I'm sure you would like it. It's really well done.
Um, but yeah, Scrooge is a Christmas classic. If you've never seen it, we spoiled the whole movie for you, but it's still worth watching. There's still a lot of great jokes that we didn't talk about.
We left a lot
Um,
out. Just for
yeah,
you, not because we forgot.
it's better than reindeer games. That's
Definitely better than reindeer games.
that's if you guys leave this video with anything, it's that I want you guys to know that this movie is in fact better than reindeer games.
It is.
Is this the greatest Christmas movie ever though? I guess we will have to find out another time. I got some trivia for you.
Okay, hit me.
Honestly, it's less trivia and more the people who have made this movie don't like this movie.
Really?
I don't think this is like a huge movie, but I know it's well loved by pretty much everybody who's seen it. Because like I'll talk to people and like, oh, did you watch the Bill Murray Christmas Carol? And they're like, yeah, I love that movie. I willingly watched this movie twice, unlike Reindeer Games, where I was like, oh god, I have to watch this again. Even though I kind of liked Reindeer Games. Um, so first of all, with the writers, Michael O'Donoghue apparently said that like Richard Donner didn't understand comedy, and he omitted the more subtler parts of the script for louder, faster moments. He said that only about 40% of the script was made it into the final, and he called it twisted, which he just ended up disowning the film, basically saying that it's a piece of unadulterated, unmitigated shit. Bill Murray and Richard Donner apparently clashed over what they wanted the movie to be. Um, I don't know any specifics. I'm assuming that Donner won out, whatever he wanted. So this is what Bill Murray was quoted as saying. Someone asked him like how often did he and Donner clash. Bill Murray was quoted as saying, "Yeah, only a few. Every single minute of the day." That could have been a really great movie. The script was so good. There's maybe one take in the final movie that is mine. We made it so fast, it was like doing a movie live. He kept telling me to do things louder, louder, louder. I think he was deaf. I do wonder, like, what the version of this movie Bill Murray wanted to make. It seems like that it was just going to be more of like a subtle, like, type of movie. But to be honest, I really like this movie. And I can't imagine it being done anyway but like how this is kind of done.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe like Frank was less of like an evil piece of shit in the original script, and then Richard Donner was just like, let's make it very clear how bad this guy is. But I think it works well with the movie, especially if Bill Murray's like kind of like over the top performance. I think that's what kind of like makes the movie stand out more to me is you have the, like this very like evil character, and then Bill Murray is likable enough to help bring him down to the point to where you actually can buy and support his change at the end.
Right.
And so maybe if it was like more subtle, it could have been better, but I think that's what makes the movie more memorable is like how like big he is in this one. I don't know, what do you think?
No, I agree. Like I think nothing should be changed about it. Like, I think it works perfectly just the way it is.
So yeah, very funny movie, very heartwarming. It's very heartwarming without getting too schmaltzy. Like I
Yeah.
obviously there's people that like they love the schmaltz, but if like you're kind of like worried about that, I don't think it's as overpowering. This movie's not going to give you diabetes. It's just going to give you a slight sugar rush. I hope that lines up better than it did in.
I liked it. It took me a minute, but I liked it.
So yeah, this was Scrooged, and this was our first little Christmas event.
Now that Christmas is in like 4 days.
Hopefully, this comes out before Christmas, and if not, it'll come out very soon after. As long as I edit it, because I'm sure people have noticed that I am the worst at uploading in the whole world. Anyways, I hope you all have a merry, wonderful Christmas, and I should have read something. Fuck it. That's good enough. Have a merry Christmas. Bye, everybody.
Bye.